What is up, guys, and welcome to an introduction to a new series that is going to be coming to both of my channels, and that is going to be a World Cup tournament. I'm going to be taking over 4 teams: England, Iceland, Egypt and Panama, and I'm going to be putting them up against lots of teams to try and qualify for my own World Cup. I've picked the 72 strongest nations and split them into 3 categories of qualification. The top 24, which contains England, will be split into 4 groups of 6, with the top 4 in each group going through and the 5th place in each group going into a playoff. Then we jump into the second set of 24, where the top 2 in each group, again split into 4 groups of 6. This one contains Iceland and Egypt. The top 2 will go through into the World Cup. 3rd place will qualify for a playoff. And in the bottom 24, which is where Panama are situated, with a lot of weaker teams, so it could be interesting. I honestly have no idea who will go through in that set of teams. 1 will go through in each group and 1 will go into the playoffs. So once we've had that, we've got Russia automatically already qualified because I've let them through because they are the hosts. We then have gonna do some maths now, 16 of the 24 from the top set going through, taking us to 17 teams. We will then have 8 going through from the middle set of 24, which will take us to 25 teams. We will then have 4 going through from the bottom set, the bottom 24, which contains Panama, taking us to 29 teams. And then the playoff team from each group will give us 12 teams who will be taken down to 3 in some playoffs. So remember to like and subscribe on the video. The series is going to be coming on. I'm going to try and upload it every day, alternatively on my main and then second channel. What I'll probably do is I'll play with one team one day, another team another day, and run through them all so we can see each of their progression. So I'll probably start today, or today on my second channel, or tomorrow. I don't know which I'm going to do it on, depending on how much time I have, on the top set of 24 teams in England. Tomorrow, or the second video, will be based on probably either Iceland or Egypt and their group, and then the 3rd or 4th episode will be based on Panama, running through for all 5 group games. Now, the group games, they're going to have different effects for different teams. For England, because they're almost already qualified with a 4 out of 6 chance of at least 5 out of 6 chance of making it through, to be honest, it's going to be a lot based on how good they are and which players we want to use, because obviously we've got the 40 that EA have given us for the World Cup mode, and we're going to have to make a selection of which 23 we want to take. So we're going to be experimenting with the England squad against a lot of the other top sides to see who fits in best, and switching up the team lots of times to see what works best. With Egypt and Iceland, it's going to be a combination of testing the team and qualifying, because they've got strong teams to face, but they also still have a reasonable chance of qualifying, probably 40% chance, whereas Panama is going to be solely based on qualification, bringing the best team out every time and hoping that we can beat those other weaker teams to get the one possible spot to the World Cup. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe. Today I am going to be doing a draw for all 12 groups of 6 to see where everyone's going to be based, so let's do that. Right, so guys, into the draw. We're going to be starting off with the top 24 teams, which does contain England. Let's see, we're going to draw out all 24 and I will show you them all. I won't always show you all the games when we go into the actual matches. I'll probably show you the groups that aren't related to my 4 teams. I'll just show you them at the end of qualification so you can see who's made it through. I will sim all the games myself anyway. So, let's get in. First team coming out of the hat. Let's see. Okay, that is interesting. England are the first team out of the hat. I'm going to put them over here because I haven't thought through when I was going to do this. Second team, let's speed this up a little bit. This is the big one because this is England's group. If you consider Algeria. So England and Algeria. Algeria's a decent team, but probably a weaker one, to be honest, which is good for England. Third, we have got Belgium. Facing them in real life in the World Cup, so that could be an interesting fixture. Fourth team, I've seen them already, Croatia. A lot of Europeans in this first group. Probably quite a lot of Europeans in this first set in general. Let's pick out another one. I have got a hat here. I'm not just picking them randomly. Let's see, what have we got? Fifth team, Chile. Another decent side, but this group isn't too tough. I was expecting something tough, to be honest. And sixth team, who is going to be the final team? Okay, now it is tougher. Spain and Belgium. It's looking alright, but that last introduction of Spain is going to make it a lot tougher for England if they want to get like the top 2 spots. So, that is Group 1 done. Let's pull out the other groups. I'm going to speed it up a little bit now. It is not related to one of our teams. So I've picked up 2 here. First country in Group 2 is Germany. Second country in Group 2 is the Netherlands. That is a big start. Third and fourth team for these groups. We've got Nigeria. I don't know if you can see that. And we have got Switzerland. 2 slightly lower teams in that set, to be honest. Okay, we're going to put out our 5th and 6th. We've got them here. Let's see. We've got Austria, who didn't actually qualify in real life. But with this group, they have a chance. And Mexico, probably the strongest North American side we have. I think the only ones... Actually, no, USA are in this top set as well. So that's half the teams for the top set done. Who's coming up next? Irony, it is USA. So, who we got here? USA, Wales... This could be a weaker group, definitely. We've got Denmark, and we have got Italy. This is an opportunity for some weaker teams to make it through automatically without having to go through these playoffs. 5th, and leave that one. 5th team, Portugal, and 6th and final team, I've read it already, Poland. That's quite a weak group. What have we got there? Portugal and Italy, the favourites, to be honest. So... anyone could go through in that group. That would be an interesting one to play out if we've been in it. But we've drawn Spain and Belgium. We're going to pick out the final 6 now. I'm just going to pull them all out now and read them out to you. I can see this is a very strong group from the teams that are left. Some teams we've got, if you're trying to think of who's left, France are still left in it. They're going to be in it. Brazil and Argentina, both here, are going to be in Group D. Also in Group D, we're going to have Uruguay, we're going to have Ivory Coast, and we're going to have, last but not least, Colombia. So that is going to be an insanely tough group to get through. Let's get into the second set, the second 24, to see who's going through there. Okay, so we're jumping into set number 2, the next 24 teams. Obviously, we've got 2 teams in this one. We've got Iceland and we've got Egypt, so watch out for them. Hopefully, they come out in some good groups. This has got a mixture. Some teams that are quite strong, some teams that are quite weak. This is more the most interesting ones. It's got a real variety. We kick off with... what is the irony? Egypt are first out of the pot. I'm not even bullshitting. I'm genuinely not looking at this. The Egypt are the first team out the pot. Let's see who's coming next. I've got one. Because I'm going to do this one slowly because obviously it's our team. Greece. Decently strong opponents. Don't know though. Next up we've got Japan. I told you this one's throwing up a real variety of teams. We've had Europe, Asia and Africa already. So can go any way. Next up, another Africa team. We've got Senegal. This is definitely, like, they're all teams that are like borderline World Cup. So it's going to be interesting. Hungary, probably the weakest of the lot. I said there was a variety of teams. Hungary probably the weakest so far. And the 6th and final team, we have got another continent. We have got Paraguay this time. So real variety in Group A. Egypt out of the way. I think they've got a good chance of going through there. I'd say probably Japan, Egypt, and Senegal are probably the favourites. So probably 2 of those 3 are my favourites to go through. But we'll see. It's going to be an interesting group, that one. Got a lot of interesting clashes to play. So, Group 2. Let's see what we're getting. First up, Republic of Ireland. What have we got second? Turkey. Okay, 2 European sides. Going to pick out another 2. We've pulled out Tunisia. Okay, we're going over to Africa again. I'd say probably Tunisia favourite so far. Sweden, they'd probably take the favourite spot now, especially if they've got Zlatan. Don't know whether he's in that World Cup squad or not, though. What have we got? I've got 2 more. These are the final 2. Cameroon, who failed to qualify for the World Cup in a long time, and quite another weak European side. Similar to Hungary, we've got Norway for our last team. So 12 left, 2 groups remaining. I've got 2 more teams. When are Iceland going to come up? Ecuador is the first team in Group 3. Second team in Group 3, we've got Slovenia. We've got 4 more. When are we going to see Iceland? That's not Iceland, that is South Korea. another mixture of teams in this one. Costa Rica, they're really spread around the continents in this group as well. That's why I like Pot B the most. You've got teams from all around the world facing each other, whereas in Group A, it's a lot of South America. Got 2 more here. Yeah, okay, we've got Ghana, another continent, and we've got Serbia. A couple of good players for Serbia, Ivanovic, Milinkovic, Savic. Let's pull out the final 6. I can't actually see all of them. Wait, no, I can. Here we are. We know that Iceland are in it, so we're going to find them first. There we go. Iceland, our team, are in this group. They're also going to be up against Peru, a World Cup side. They're also going to be up against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Probably better than them. Czech Republic, a strong side. They're also be facing, who is it? Ukraine, another decent team, and Australia. So I'd say they can make it through that. Probably Czech Republic, Ukraine, and Iceland are probably the favourites. So we'll see. That is the end of pot 2. We're going to jump into pot 3, see who they draw there. Right, so guys, I'm not going to read you through all the groups for the final set, because a lot of them aren't as exciting as some of the other ones, but I'm going to read through Panama's, which is our team. We've got India, South Africa, China, Romania, and Morocco, so it's going to be a real struggle to get into that top spot, especially China and India are not so strong, but Romania, Morocco, and South Africa are all very good teams, so Panama may struggle to get into the final World Cup. They may struggle to even get into the playoffs, so it's going to be a tough run for Panama. Now, that is going to be in the end of the video. If you guys have enjoyed, I know it's been not the most exciting one, but the good football will be coming in the next video tomorrow. I don't know why I'm looking down here. That's just the Panama teams. I have completely forgotten what I was going to say. So signing off for now, and peace.